Hey everyone, we have a Sunday update for Daniel. As you can see, he's resting, sleeping behind me. There are 5 things that I'd like you to pray about just regarding Daniel and what's going on. First of all, he has a nemothorax, which is an impressive little word. But it simply means that air is escaping out of his lungs. So he has a slight hole in his lung, and he's not getting the oxygen exchange that's needed. And he's had this 2 weeks ago. It went away by itself, and it has returned. And so what they're doing is, and here's the second part, they're bumping his oxygen needs to 100%, and so that what that does is open up the lungs. So we need that hole to be repaired and the oxygen rate to come down from 100%. Last week it was down to 60, but because of this, it's been increased, and it needs to go into the 30s and 20s so that he can get off of a high flow rate of oxygen into just a regular flow of air. Here's the third thing: his blood gas, which they take from a blood draw, Daniel is not expelling the CO2 that is accumulated after the blood uses all its what it needs. And so, he's doing some lung exercises, but his blood gas, his readings need to continue to improve. The fourth thing is about his lung infection. He's still being treated with antibiotics, and he needs to have those lungs cleared up from that infection. He's still coughing up generous amounts of mucus and secretions. So the last thing is he's had a remarkable increase of pain over the last week and a half. And we don't know if this is related to what's going in the lungs. Pneumothoraxes can be painful, or if it's cancer related. We're not sure, but God is able to do this. And so those are 5 prayer points for y'all on a good note. On Friday, 2 days ago, he sat up on the side of his bed and then moved to a regular chair, and he was there for 40 minutes. It was a big workout for him. His heart rate went up, and he was exhausted afterwards, but talk about a hero and a champion. He just did it, and so that's a good thing. And then hopefully there'll be more physical therapy activity on Monday. But Dan wants to thank you all for praying, and something for you all to consider. There's a lot going on with Dan, and it's complicated, and you have complicated things in your life, and sometimes we think it's just too big, and it's not too big. God simplifies the complicated, and he can speak a word and the seas part. The leprosy is healed, the dead are raised, eyes are opened. So let's take our complications to Jesus, because he paid the price for those. The other thing is, what do you do with all this negative, contrary medical issues? What do you do with the contrary circumstances around you? Well, believe what God has said. It's as simple as that. When the Goliath roars, believe what God has said. When the medical news comes down and is devastating, believe what God has said. When the 3 friends of Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to bow down to the golden idol, and in light of a fiery furnace waiting for them, they said, we're not going to. and our God will save us. But even if he doesn't, we're just going to believe in him. And so, what a good word for all of us. Let's just believe what he said, regardless of our circumstances. Let's make him famous, and let's put his word to the test. Let's walk by faith and not by sight. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. Would you just pray, agree with us, and we're agreeing with you and all that you're going through as well. God wins. God is able. God is willing. So come on, let's follow Jesus. All right? Love you all.